Hello, welcome to episode 5 of the BSPL podcast. I'm joined today by Aika,
Hey.
Path,
How's it going, everybody?
Greil,
Hi, everybody. How's it going?
and I think Lego's here.
Hey.
Is that everybody?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
We've got a big team today, which is good. We got a lot to cover, like so much more than last week, and arguably less time. So we're gonna have to just fly through everything, I think. Where should we start? We should watch some Gen 7 BSS before we really get into the good stuff that everyone's here to talk about. Because there is a lot. Aika, do you want to give everyone a rundown of what we might talk about today?
So probably what we're gonna be talking about most likely. We'll probably choose one of the Gen 7 sets. I'm not sure which one. Probably Lux Ray set. Then we got some in-K Cavs games that we need to go through. Especially One Trick Pony versus chemcoop. I guess after that, we'll be watching Marilli versus Charlotte, which was a very good Ultra Sun Ultra Moon doubles game. And then, yeah, I guess we'll talk about the playoff picture. Greil knows a lot more about that than everyone else. He's been calculating it. And have a look at Week 5 matchups and perhaps talk about All-Stars.
Sure. That sounds like a lot. We better get stuck into it.
Yep.
I've got Greil versus Yumu on screen. That should be good enough to watch, right? Everyone's cool with that one?
Yep.
Those are...
Well, Greil, since you're here, do you want to give us a talk about team preview for game 1?
Okay, well, in my scouting, by the way, I blame Dragon Whale for everything because I found only one game in the replay scouter for this team for Yumu, and Dragon Whale forfeited on turn 1. And so I was like, okay, I don't have a lot of information on this team other than just what the Mons are. But I had looked at a lot of his teams, and I really felt like I'd been struggling and building for a lot of the week up to right only about like 12 hours before the set. And it came to me after I guess sometimes when you leave and then you come back to it for a minute, you come up with a new idea. And I realized that against several of his other teams and cores, Lopunny looked pretty good. And I also figured there wouldn't be a lot of prep for Lopunny if they're scouting me because I don't think I've shown it in a tournament.
Yeah.
Or if I have, it's been a long time ago. So I went with Lopunny plus Primarina. Primarina is my choice over Finny here, partly because I have Hypnogar, but really more importantly because it has a better matchup, in particular against Gliscor, which he likes to run sub Gliscor in one of his teams, and so I figured Primarina was a good way to check that. Other than that, it kind of looks like a standard team that I would use, but just the Lopunny plus Primarina, in addition to that, I thought really helped to check what I thought he might bring.
Fair enough. So what are you thinking you're going to bring this game versus what he's brought?
Okay, so I thought this was, Charizard is his Mega, so I thought this was as good a time as any to just do the obvious Hippowdon lead and do Hippowdon things, set up rocks, Yawn, Whirlwind. Both of my Megas have sub, so if I can get a Yawn cycle started, that's another reason why it's Primarina over Finny, actually, is if I can get a Yawn cycle started and force something to eventually go to sleep, then I have a good chance to set up a sub, and my Megas will be in good position to threaten most of his team.
Yeah.
So I went with Hippo, Lopunny, and Mimikyu. Game 1, and ironically, I feel like Game 1 might have been the game I played the best out of the set, but we'll see that it doesn't work out for me. So he led Greninja, but again, thanks Dragon Whale, I have no information on what this Greninja is.
And Dragon Well.
So, Lopunny comes out though, which threatens him out. High Jump Kick just looks best against any possible switch-ins.
Yeah.
So it caught Ferrothorn, which is good because it didn't quite win it KO anyway.
Ooh.
Expecting an immediate protect, but I got it on a leech instead, which was fine. And then he protected with me behind the sub, and I Ice Punch to avoid it. But, of course, he gets the double protect, and so I kicked into the double protect.
Yeah.
I died. I lost. I decided to just forfeit here so as to not reveal what I brought as my third.
Right.
I just figured at this point I wasn't winning with Mimikyu in the back anyway, and so there was no real reason to give up the extra information.
That makes sense. So you got to bounce back. Do you change things up this game, or do you keep it mostly the same?
Yeah, I changed things up pretty radically in this game. The knowing that the Greninja is Bloom Doom is really annoying for me because Primarina actually has a great matchup against this team, especially because it is carrying Hidden Power Fire, so it would be able to 2-hit KO Ferrothorn. And obviously it's good against Charizard, it's good against Landorus, but because the Greninja is Bloom Doom, it makes it very difficult for me to do anything against it. So I actually switched up completely and went with Celesteela does pretty well against the vast majority of this team except for Charizard.
Yeah.
So I decided to bring Gengar, Celesteela, Mimikyu here. And so I get Gengar versus Ferrothorn. I sub here. First of all, just in case he leeches, I get a free turn. But also I want to get my Mega off for Shadow Tag.
Of course.
And also condition him to make sure he doesn't leech into my Celesteela switch so I can get the sub up safely.
Uh-huh.
So now he's got the problem that really the only thing that wants to take on this Celesteela is Charizard, but he really wants to get it in without me being behind the sub if possible, or getting leeched. But I was a little confused. I really thought I don't really I think he thought since I was sub that I wasn't Flamethrower,
right?
Which is why he went to Ferrothorn. But then at this point, once Charizard comes in, I was really surprised on this next turn that he switched out. I had kind of just resigned myself to the fact that I had to sack Celesteela and go to Mimikyu.
Yep.
And then try to win with Mimikyu and Gengar.
Right. Yeah, that's a play that a lot of people have been talking about because it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. I tried to justify it as like maybe he didn't want Mimikyu to come out with a disguise up against Charizard, which could potentially just SD and win. But like he's got a Lando and a Ferrothorn, so
yeah.
Right.
But
I don't know if he was trying to catch the first time. I don't know if he was trying to catch a double switch. The problem is I don't know what he's trying to catch.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. It's not
because
Scarf Lando. Is it AV Lando?
Almost positive it's AV Lando because Celesteela's Flamethrower was doing minimal damage to it, so
but
I'm almost positive that was AV Lando.
You're not going to hard switch Gengar into a flame charged Charizard, so the AV Lando doesn't make sense there. AV Lando is not good against Fizdef Hippo.
The AV Lando doesn't actually beat any of the stuff I would switch in anyway. Because AV Lando isn't beating Primarina, it isn't beating Hippowdon, so I don't really know.
Yeah. Because if you're predicting Hippo, you'd go Ferrothorn if you're trying to make that hard read. Otherwise, you just stay in with Charizard.
Yeah, I agree.
Because you need Lando for the Gengar.
What really happened partly because of that was I just got so much extra chip on the rest of his team with Celesteela that it was a lot easier for me to know that I was going to be able to finish the game off with Gengar and Mimikyu afterward, even when Celesteela eventually was going to fall to Charizard.
Yeah, right. Alright, we'll just resume here.
Yeah, basically he just ends up in the same position.
Yeah.
Except he's taken like an extra like 50%, and his Ferrothorn got KO'd as well, I think. Oh no, his Ferrothorn didn't get KO'd, but he's taken so much chip by this point. It's like just to go back to Charizard on the exact same turn essentially.
Yeah, but he's not even going to it. I guess he doesn't want it leech seeded, but like Ferrothorn can't threaten it. It just gives you a flamethrower and then a beast boost.
Yeah. I don't know why I waited so long even afterward to go back into Charizard, because Celesteela can only do so much to it. I mean, my best tactic against it is to leech and then try to sub stall if I can, but without leftovers, that's eventually not going to work. So I feel like every turn he wasn't going back into Charizard was just giving me extra chip on his team.
Right. And you see he makes the same exact play again, where it's almost like he expects you to switch your Celesteela out.
I
when
think
he probably could have just swept.
I think he's worried about like being revenge killed with his Charizard, but from what I see, he has like decent switch-ins to everything.
Yeah.
On a Greil's team, so like if he like flame charges and kills the Celesteela on the turn that Celesteela was like vulnerable, then pretty much he's at least breaking Mimikyu's disguise. Mimikyu can't SD on a Charizard X, so, and he can't bring in Gengar. Like if you go Hippo or Primarina, you're gonna go to your full health Ferrothorn anyways. So I just don't get the series of plays. Maybe he was like worried about something that I'm not sure. And yeah, he gets his Lando burnt, which means it can't even kill Gengar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want Lando to burn. My goal is now. I just thinking to myself, I just want to get Gengar back in now before Charizard even has a chance to get that flame charge off.
Yep.
So, and even if I do catch a Rock Tomb, I do still have the Mimikyu in the back that wins anyway, but just trying to be as safe as possible.
Yeah, there was no reason to not just go Gengar there. Alright, we're going to the deciding game 3.
Oh god, this game.
I love this lead from youmupoke. It's actually genius. Unfortunately.
I think people have you spoiled what the lead is. We haven't even started. I think the chat can probably guess now. Well, everyone's watched this anyway, but if you haven't, it's Greil.
Everyone knows.
Yeah.
When in doubt, just go Greil.
He fucks up here really bad though.
This turn 1 was weird. I subbed expecting a protect. I was trying to hard read the protect. So really, if I had known he was going to attack, I would have bombed.
Yeah.
And admittedly, what I risked with the sub. Sub is a little bit dangerous because if he subs on my sub, that is not a trade I wanted anything to do with.
Right.
So, but he sheer colds into the sub and misses. So, after one turn, that's great for me. But as we're gonna see. He's about to get his own look. And it looks so good with the evasion drop. Like, I'm going to be able to Hypno next turn, except now he gets the speed boost. So now the cycle has to go for a long time here. At some point, I could have chosen to go Mimikyu and Curse, but I really didn't want to drop Disguise if I could help it. And it ends up saving the game later, as we'll see. But I didn't want to drop Disguise against Charizard X if I could help it at all.
I'm just gonna put it on hyper fast.
Yeah.
Basically, this turn here, you have to stop now. Attack.
Once he gets the Spadef boost, he knows he can survive, and so he attacks. And he's got so many other boosts now. that he's doing a ton of damage, but the poison is going to come in and save the day.
Yeah, I think it's this turn here that he
Yeah,
gets
I
us
think
the
it's
death.
this.
I thought it was a lot more
it's this turn.
turns.
Oh no.
Oh, it may be, because I think it was at like a right around half health when. So it might be.
Oh, it must be this turn.
It must be
It was
this
just
turn,
over
because I think he gets the death boost here.
There we go.
Yes, it is. And so he knows he can survive a bomb. And but lucky for me, I got the poison here. Without the poison here, I'm probably dead meat.
Yeah, because you just go. Mimikyu can't even revenge kill with sneak without the poison damage because he's like +3 defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, Mimikyu would probably have to burn something that's just too much to handle for the Charizard eventually.
Yeah, you kind of
I
lose him
actually-
on and break disguise.
I got a little bit nervous when I saw this damage on LSF because I didn't sneak as a roll there, and so I was worried that he might have had a roost on it. And so I actually cursed on the turn that I died just because I wanted to. I knew that if Charizard survived, I lost. So I had
Right.
to. I had to make sure one way or another Charizard would die. Although the downside is if he has Roost, then Sneak probably needs to get that roll anyway
Yeah.
for the curse damage to kill over the 2 turns. So it made me nervous, but I think it was probably just a pretty standard Flame Charge Swords Dance set.
Interesting, he just lets his Charizard take the Snuggle forever instead of just going to his Ferrothorn. I guess maybe he was afraid of Gengar getting it.
I mean, once you get Ferrothorn in on Mimikyu, you just spam Gyro Ball.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and you can't switch to Gengar.
Ultimately, yeah, it's going to come down to at that point.
Can
another
Gengar do
fight.
it?
But if he can get Charizard, Charizard was still at full, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, he and especially given that LSF didn't kill, I think actually forced me to hit another Hypnosis on Charizard because I can't just attack twice into Charizard if it's at full with Gengar because he flame charges my sub.
Exactly, yeah.
So I do think it was a mistake for him to let Charizard take the Z move.
Right. Well, we see
But yeah, when
Gengar
we get to
spamming
Gengar-
Hypnosis.
Yeah, well, I have no choice now
Yeah.
at this point. It's my only chance.
I feel like you should have Gyro Balled here
Yeah.
instead of, because it's obvious Gengar needs to go for the sub.
Yeah, it's tricky. Since I'd already revealed, if I hadn't revealed sub, I would understand. But I think having revealed sub, you waste your turn 1 wake because it's pretty clear I'm likely to go for a sub anyway on that turn. So I don't think the protect on the first turn of the first Hypno hit was really right, but it's debatable.
Yeah, because then you get to throw off another Hypnosis, and you're behind sub, so you get 2 chances.
Right, you start getting 2 chances, which really helps to ease the odds. Because obviously your odds of hitting a bunch of Hypnos in a row are not very good, but the odds of hitting 2, 1 of 2 are pretty good. So
Yeah. Well played, Greil. So it's a good win for you.
thank you.
I don't want to like rush us, but we do kind of have to if we want to get to everything today. We should watch. What did you guys say? It was a doubles game.
Marilli
Charlotte
and-
Marilli.
Yeah, Charlotte.
We'll just watch it. It'll go too fast for us to comment on. But you see, Marilli's running.
They're both running Worlds teams, I think.
Yeah, I was expecting to see a combo on Marilli's team, but he's got Latias instead, which is interesting. I don't think I've seen much of that in doubles. And yeah, Charlotte's is running. Charlotte's looks like a BSS team, honestly. Actually, they both kind of do. I guess they're all just battle spot teams. I'm gonna press play. So this looks pretty favorable for Marilli. Gets out of there though.
The problem, well, the Dragon Dance was strange, but the problem with Marilli's matchup, like the main issue that I think he has to deal with is that Gastrodon.
Yeah.
It's like really hard for him to kill. Look, like what Marilli's brought, the 4 he's brought, can't kill Gastro.
Right, yeah, he's like forced to kill. He's forced to bring Bulu, but like, you just bring Mance Incineroar, and then Bulu can't do like anything.
Like I think Marilli does end up winning this game. Basically, he like, I don't know whether it was a read or anything. He predicts the Z move from Gastrodon, which like completely like wastes it essentially.
Was that a rain dance from Latias? Sick.
Yeah.
We're just watching.
Yeah, we are literally just watching.
Oh. Yeah, it just goes so fast, and if we slowed it down, it would take way too long to talk about. But, I love Rain Dance Latias. That's so sick.
I wish I felt qualified to give real analysis of this game too.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I think from here, though, Marilli wins. Just has too much health.
Yeah. Gastro currently take on both.
And like, yeah, set a ball into Psyshock is gonna do 2-hit KO. Maybe he could get a crit on the Gengar and
yeah, and a Para or something, yeah.
Because the Latias has -1 special attack, but yeah, close game.
So, without spoiling the result for those who haven't watched this, how many games has Charlotte won in a row up until this point?
13.
13 in a row across 2 BSPLs? Or was that 3 BSPLs?
That goes back to the last time Charlotte lost was week 2 of BSPL 2.
Holy hell. And they're both undefeated. Obviously, Charlotte's undefeated this season as well. But Marilli's also 3-0 up until this point too. So everyone was super excited for this matchup. And then Marilli just goes ahead and just takes game 1. And like, pretty convincingly too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think what happens game 2. I'm pretty sure Charlotte mixes up by bringing Kartana.
While I get a chance, shout out to Marilli for the Fire Emblem 3 Houses nicknames.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, nice.
That Coco does shit tons of damage.
I know. It's like kind of better that it won the speed tie there because you get to perish song the Mence coming in and trap it rather than the Coco getting perished, then volt switching straight out. Oh, Jesus.
That did so much.
Yeah. That kills back. Calculated EVs.
Those EVs are immaculate. Yeah. Yeah, the Gastro is saved.
Mm-hmm.
think bringing Kartana just puts more kill pressure on the Fini.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, dead. Yeah, Marilli says in the chat, "Welp, GG."
Yeah, you can't win from this position.
Nah. Oh, you get the protect there, but Incineroar dies, so you can't even kill it. So Marilli sort of had to make a call there, whether it was protect Finny while it Leaf Blades that and kill with Incineroar, or predict that Charlotte predicts that and protect Incineroar while getting a... Moonblast wouldn't kill from that range, though. I know Kartana's got no Spadef, but...
They don't really run like heavily Spadef in Battle Spot doubles,
Yeah.
I believe, because of like specifically like situations.
Exactly, yeah.
Like the Fini matchup, where you can live like Wartorium Z or something like that.
Right.
Even though Kartana has crappy Spadef,
Its typing's still really good, so...
its HP is not that bad either.
Right.
It's not brilliant, but it's enough that if you like invest like in Spadef, it can tank some weaker hits.
So one guy's going to be 4-0 after this.
Yep.
It's either going to be Marilli, and he's also going to knock off Charlotte, or Charlotte's going to continue their streak to 14, which is just insane. And it's great that it goes to game 3.
Yeah, we're about 40 minutes into the best of 3 right now.
Right, I remember some because I didn't watch this. So this is the first time I've watched this, and someone was telling me that each turn was like, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Marilli's saying that Kartana's HP is 59 base, so saying it's decent isn't right.
It's possible. Toxabex's base HP is like 50 as well.
Ooh, double protect into a roost. That's interesting. I guess you just go out, Incineroar, and then just Ice Beam the Mets. But it protects. Ooh, and Gastronaut gets the Earth Power off. It's looking pretty good for John at this point. Oh, but Bulu does get brought finally. And there's no Ments there, so the Ice Beam scared it out. That's a good play by Marilli. Oh, is that Scarf?
Basically, yeah, it's Scarf Bulu. And yeah, Charlotte really struggles against this.
So you just go Incineroar here and Ice Beam, yeah. Ments can just protect. It doesn't. Oh, and it lives. It was all calculated by Marilli.
The intimidate. Yeah, and then at this point,
does that matter?
I think it's over. Does the freeze matter? It is Z move Kartana, I believe. Or is Bloom Doom, right? Oh, Bloom Doom's not relevant, but you can KO the Incineroar. I think Charlotte's too far behind at this point anyways.
Yeah, it was going to be over anyway.
Because Scarf Bulu is guaranteed to get to get a kill.
Yeah, that thing exists. Damn, so well played Marilli. He ends Charlotte's huge winning streak of 13 in a row, and he goes 4-0 in this BSPL. So that was a massive result. I did see the result, but I didn't see the games. So that was fun to watch.
Kind of interesting that that long win streak was actually ended by Marilli's own 13th career BSPL win. They're actually 13-2 now all time. So
two of the GOATs just going at it.
I swear I saw that game live and it took like an hour at least to finish it up.
These VGC players should know better.
I was commentating it live, and it was like 2.5 minutes between turns. I had no idea what to say. after a while because I could hardly commentate double sets as it is.
All right.
I was out at lunch while that set was going on at a restaurant. I kept looking at my phone, going, they haven't made another move? What?
All right, I'm just gonna click play on this. This is a
spicy game.
This is a decent matchup between 1TP and chemcoop. Both of them play pretty good. It's a pretty neutral matchup. I think the team matchup is probably in 1TP's favor. Just because like Lopunny goes in super hardcore.
Basically, Lopunny goes in, but Charizard goes in. So
yeah, exactly.
If chemcoop had the key thing that gives chemcoop like a decent shot in this matchup is the fact that his Charizard is bulky. If it was max Charizard, this series would probably be over straight away. Because as we learn later in the series, fake out into return from Lopunny doesn't kill the Charizard,
right?
Which means you can like you have a counterplay to Lopunny because nothing on 1TP's team switches into Zard.
Yep, exactly. Well, I'll just press play. We'll just get through it because I'm noticing the time now. But
yeah, let's go.
So Gran just gets the hell out of there. Mimikyu takes the fake out. Should be able to live in a return, but Lopunny doesn't want to take any of that when you have a Ferrothorn. But chemcoop predicts that excellently, and then he just gets a free Fire Blast. Right. Bop. Lopunny comes in and gets a fake out. You see from that damage, return's not going to kill, so it probably doesn't want to hang around. It goes for the Ice Punch, but you can't freeze in Sun. Am I right?
You can freeze in Sun, but you are 5 move for it anyways.
Right.
And at this point, one TP. He forfeits here because he doesn't want to show his Lele set, but he probably shouldn't have even brought out Lele.
Yeah.
Because there's no way he can win against a full health Mimikyu and a Greninja, especially given his set is bulky, so he'll be slower than Mimikyu.
So he's done the 3DS forfeit style where you have to send the third mon out and then forfeit. He could have done the Greil one.
He could do the Greil one. I
think
think
where you just turn the 3DS off.
That's right. Yeah.
Throw the 3DS across the room.
Hey, that's my secret. Don't go giving that away.
That's the real way.
Alright, so Lop just leads again because it's broken. Free fake out.
Game 2, 1TP makes the main adjustment, and this is why he wins game 2. Well, is that he brings the Garchomp. Although this turn he actually gets the read right on the Mimikyu versus Lopunny situation. And that Iron Bob's chip is really important because that Iron Bob's puts Mimikyu in range of return, and also that's the Gyro Ball chip is important as well.
It's Scarf Tomb.
Puts bulky Zard into range of Scarf Rock Tomb.
Right.
So yeah, at this point, Lopunny clicks return twice and wins the game.
Yeah. So I know chemcoop was saying after the series, he's like, because Charizard White always runs Hidden Power Ice, and chemcoop was saying he's like, I had my finger on Hidden Power Ice, but it would have been a really hard read, especially because Garchomp.
The problem.
You go.
Yeah, I was gonna say, especially because he made another he had another 50-50 go wrong in the match already when he let Snuggle Feathered with Mimikyu into the Ferrothorn.
Yeah.
So obviously Chem won the first mind game. That's why he won game 1, and he lost the second one, which put him in a really bad position in game 2.
Right. Well, we'll see how their adjustments play out in game 3.
So game 3, I wanted 1TP. I was talking to him about it after the match. I told him he should have led Garchomp. Basically, Chems realized that because his Charizard can take return into fake out into return, he can lead Charizard and just Fire Blast.
Right.
Right here, 1 TP chokes. He should go Greninja here, because he sashed Greninja. But he sacks his Lopunny, which makes it like basically this game at this point is really difficult. Because he doesn't have.
I believe the Lopunny should have been saved against the Charizard, like at least go into a Greninja, because Lopunny's like your win condition.
Yeah, looking at the team matchup, I was thinking the same thing, guys. That really, under no circumstances did you want to let Lopunny go at that point, because Lopunny has such a good matchup.
Can we pause the thing for a sec?
Yeah, it's paused.
So we can talk. We can talk a bit. Yeah. Just quickly. Basically, right here, like, I mean, Chem makes like a smart play. Like, he goes into Porygon, but he also recovers, which puts Porygon 2 out of range of all-out pummeling from Tapu Lele, which is kind of like the only threat on 1TP's team.
Which turn are you on?
So basically, Charizard Fire Blast into Lopunny, and KOs it, and then 1 TP brings out Greninja.
Right.
And Charizard obviously gets out of there, and he goes into Porygon 2. By the way, this is the first Ice Beam, just to let you guys know.
No spoiling!
Anyways, yeah, he recovers here, which puts him out of range of all-out pummeling. Lele Calm Minds here, I believe, and Charizard crits a Fire Blast.
Right.
Right here, it turns actually pretty lucky. Kemmer's put out quite a few Fire Blasts this series.
And he hits all of them.
As one knows, with Fire Blasts, you do not hit all of them, but Chem has hit every single one. The crit is really important because basically later on, it denies 1TP the ability to play a mind game with the Lele focus Fightinium Z, I believe. But anyways, yeah, Fun comes in here and he kind of has to go Greninja and break the sash. And then after that, he doubles back into Lele on the Porygon 2. If you're at like 40% HP here, you have like a better chance of winning the game, although it's like very slim.
Yep.
At that point anyways. So yeah, we see the all-out pummeling go straight into Fund, and obviously you're going to click T-Bolt as Fund here. Greninja comes in. Cam's basically got a full health Porygon 2. He's won the set. You know, GG's, Cavs, 4-2. You know, all of that, and then, well, you see what happened on the screen. We used all-out mishing.
Jesus.
Yeah, I had a quick statement prepared, which was basically Lavos's retirement post, and I was gonna read it out on stream.
It's gonna take too long.
I wasn't gonna read the whole thing. I was only gonna read the first paragraph, but I can't do it to you guys. The best part about this, by the way, is that if you see the chat on the side, at the end of the game, where just go up to what chemcoop is saying. I'd have been hella salty, to be fair.
I'm wondering if stream can see this.
It's on
Not
turn.
really.
It's on turn 15. Yes, I think stream can see it. Though you have to go down, scroll down a bit.
Good to be Kimi. The crit line didn't even matter. I was Z-Thund, so I killed you after the blast chip.
Oh, it was a good.
Well, that's what happens.
I mean, I can't blame. We should have probably been 4-2.
Yeah.
The set was close otherwise. The Lele spread was the bulky Lele spread designed to live Charizard. Is it? I think Mega Salamence. or it's either Mega Blazicons, Flare Blitz. That's it.
Right.
So like the 164 defense, 200 and something HP. So it's like really, really fat. So it can live a Thunderbolt. Obviously not Z from Funty, but it could live a Thunderbolt at +1 per def.
All right, nice.
Anyways, yeah,
we've got to move on. Sorry. So the reason that hacks was particularly frustrating for us was you guys can see on the ladder.
we're in second place. Hallelujah.
Which is not working for me right now. What the fuck? Hello? Fuck off. All right, I'll just close it, reopen it. I don't know why Google Docs is so awful. Okay, so you can see that we are tied with the Inkay, or the Cavs are tied with the Inkays, 2-1-1, 2-1-1, except they have 2 and we have 0 differential. So if chemcoop had won that game without getting frozen, we would have both been on... No, we would have been on 2 and you guys would have been on 0.
No.
Cavs would be at +2 and Inkays would be at even.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard for us because it makes tiebreakers a little bit more difficult, which we'll talk about soon.
It's a huge difference in the playoff permutations.
Right. So because at that point in the week, it was 4-1 to the Inkays. Our only win was who did we beat with you guys?
The Lone Ranger beat Pink Sylvie in
right.
like a pretty close set, I think.
So I was playing for the tie before chemcoop's game, and I lost that. So, but then we still needed to win our last game, even though the week was already lost mathematically. We still wanted the differential because of how close the ladder is, and so yeah, you can see that the hacks really could affect our season this week, depending on how things play out. But we are essentially still in control of our playoff run.
If you win, it doesn't matter.
Well,
even if you draw, I think even if you draw, if you win or draw, you're still in.
Right. So, which we'll talk about. I guess we can talk about that now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna let Greil take over, but I've made some graphics. Do you just want to talk about it team by team, Greil?
Sure. So, to remember, so we've got after 4 weeks, we have the Lux Rays at 6 points and +6. The Inkays at 5 points with +2 differential. The Cavs 5 points at even differential. Drummers at 3 points with -2 differential. Helmets 3 points with -2 differential. And the Farseers at 2 points with -4. I actually looked at standings to kind of compare them, and there's not that big of a difference actually in the point spread after 4 weeks last year, but if you look at the differential differences, it shows that this BSPL has been a lot closer, and that's relevant as far as playoff permutations because it also means that there's a lot of, going into week 5 last year, it was very specific stuff that had to happen to kind of change up the top 3, whereas if either the Cavs or the Inkays lose next week, then things get a lot more complicated, especially if it's the Inkays that lose. Because since let's start at the top though. So the Lux Rays have already clinched a playoff spot at 6 points. 6 points. So they're 3 ahead of 4th place. But they still have a lot of work to do to clinch the number 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
With a win, obviously, that would clinch immediately, since nobody is going to be able to get to 8 except for Lux Rays. And with a tie, the Lux Rays are in very good shape. From the 5-1 win in week 3 against the Inkays is really useful because that even with the tie, it would take either a 5-1 or 6-0 win.
Whoa.
The echo is crazy.
You guys hear that echo?
I hear an echo.
You guys all right?
All got an echo when anyone other than yourself is speaking.
Is it just me?
Maybe because I'm sharing the stream with you guys on Discord, which I don't want to do, but maybe I'll turn that off. Yeah, that's I think I know how to fix it. Hang on. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Let's go. We'll fix it. It's fine. No!
Test.
I didn't realize that Discord would like reset all the settings I did for screen sharing. Is it all good now?
Test.
That's better.
Yeah.
I didn't get good time. That's good. Okay. So, again, the Luxrays have clinched a playoff spot, and basically with a tie, it would take a really lopsided win by either the Inkays or the Cavs to knock the Luxrays out of first on differential. So as long as Luxrays take care of business this week, as long as we take care of business and at least get some kind of points, then we're looking very good for number 1 seed. But with a tie and a lopsided win from either the Inkays or the Cavs, or a loss and then a win from either the Cavs or the Inkays, then it's likely the Luxrays would drop out of the number 1 seed.
Right.
Okay. Moving to the Inkays. So the Inkays and the Cavs are kind of in a similar position. Both of them need just a tie will clinch a playoff spot. If either one of them loses, it's much more complicated. For the number 1 seed, they basically need a win plus a loss by the Luxrays. There are a couple of other scenarios that can get them to number 1.
I was just looking at this.
There are a couple of other scenarios. 5-1 actually gets a tie break with a tie. So there are several scenarios, like for instance, if the Inkays won 5-1 and the Luxrays tied, that would be a first seed tiebreaker. Right. Because you can even on points and on differential. So there are several scenarios like that as well, but again, it tends to require a pretty lopsided win. So probably the most interesting possibility, at least if you're a fan of Total Anarchy and want to see craziness, a 4-2 win by the Drummers sends everything into anarchy, because that would have the Inkays and the Drummers tied on points and on differential. So that would mean a guarantee, unless the Helmets have a very lopsided win against the Luxrays, then it would likely be a tiebreak. So again, just to summarize, for the Inkays, basically they control their own destiny. As long as they get any points this week, they're in the playoffs. If they have a very lopsided win and some help, they can also get the number 1 seed.
Right.
The Cavs, they...
Are you there? Did Greil drop out?
So
I think he's still in the chat. It's just, I think he muted himself accidentally.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any activity from his voice. I hope he can hear us saying, "Hey."
Greil.
While he's coming back, maybe I'll talk about my team.
Yeah, why not?
It's your team.
I just noticed that for fuck's sake, my computer's like massively lagging. I got too much stuff going on. Well, anyway.
Hello?
Oh, you're there. Hello.
Okay, when did I get cut off?
Like at the start, talking about the Cavs.
Okay, so I'll try to streamline it going forward because there are a lot of really convoluted scenarios. I will, in just a minute, I will link the paste bin in the Twitch chat.
I'll give you that now.
But basically, for the Cavs, they clinch a playoff spot with any win or tie, but to get the number 1 seed, they really need. First of all, they have to win to clinch number 1 seed, or Yeah, that's right. They have to win to clinch number 1 seed. Or there's a very convoluted scenario where if the Inkays lost and the Cavs tie the Farseers, and then the Luxrays lost 0-6 to the Helmets, that they could actually get a tiebreak for the number 1 seed, because that's not convoluted enough for everybody. The downside for the Cavs is that if they were to lose this week, it would be very troublesome, because one of the Inkays or drummers would basically be guaranteed to beat them at that point.
Yeah.
So it would really be. There are still some scenarios where the Cavs could hold on to a playoff spot, but basically the other kind of penalty of that hacks we saw with what essentially was the mission of the season there was that it means that there aren't very many scenarios where the Cavs lose and still get into playoffs, whereas the Inkays have a fair number where that can happen. The drummers, they actually still control their own destiny, because since they're playing the Inkays directly, they can kind of take out one of the teams that they have to get to. They have to have either basically they have to win their game anyway. So since they're having to win their game anyway, if they win their game, then by definition it means Inkays lost their game, and they would at least catch them on differential. Like I said, 4-2 is kind of the biggest potential anarchy situation, because you would get them tied with the Inkays on differential. I mean, you could even see a 3-way tie if the Helmets then were to win 4-2 against the Luxrays. So you could see total anarchy happen with stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's win or go home for both the drummers and the Helmets. And
Right.
The big difference between the drummers and the Helmets is the drummers actually control their own destiny, whereas the absolute worst that happens to them if they win is, well, okay, I have to qualify this. They could actually technically win and be eliminated if the Cavs get a result and then the Helmets blow the Luxrays in the next week.
Right, yeah.
But assuming that doesn't, that's a lot of stuff to have happen. So assuming like our team doesn't get 6-0'd, then if the drummers win, then they're at least in a tiebreak of some sort. Whereas the Helmets need help. They need help from either the Farseers or the drummers. And getting the help from the drummers is complicated, is kind of more complicated, because since they're tied on differential, they have to equal the differential that the drummers win by to not be down against them. As I said, again, 4-2 is kind of the most interesting, just because it's the total anarchy scenario. But there could also potentially be like tiebreakers for the last playoff spot if, for instance, both of them were to win, say, 5-1.
Right.
But yeah, for both the drummers and the Helmets, they've got to win. And then again, for the Helmets, they're going to have to get some help from one of the other teams as well. And the Farseers are already eliminated from playoff contention, since we have 3 teams that are 3 or more points ahead of them. So I think that's about it. Anything I missed?
Nah, that was really good.
Yeah, F's in the chat with Farseers.
I'll hit him with an F. It's just unfortunate for them. Like, I don't know. I don't want to trash on them too much. I don't want to kick them when they're down. But I think we all sort of predicted this result before week 1. After the draft happened, and their season just didn't work out for them. They had people jumping around between formats every week, so there was no consistency. One of their players got banned. Yeah, it just wasn't their year. But they all had fun.
We may be eliminated, but that doesn't mean we're not pack and hate this coming week.
Well, yeah, that's exactly right. And I mean, you might as well play. There are 2 options. You can play for fun, or you can play for pride. And I mean, like, if we lose to you guys this week, we're pretty much we'll be screwed. So We need to beat you, and if you guys want to beat us to knock us out, that can be a goal and get your first win for the season.
Just meme out and win.
Just meme out. That's what I'm hoping as well. But I don't want to say that and then just get moodied in all 6 games.
Bring
And
in
what if
every
it was-
Moody Greil in every single format.
You probably could, yeah.
Minimize.
Oh,
Just to
gosh.
show how close this BSPL has been. Last year, after 4 weeks, the last place team was -10 differential, but
Grail's disappeared again.
Greil again.
come back. But Tigers only have a -4 differential after 4 weeks. It's true that they haven't won. In fact, though, speaking of like mishings, it's very possible Salerme would have been the victim of mish of the week,
Yeah.
except for getting like 1,000 upped by 1 TP's ridiculous mish of Kim.
It was just it wasn't even the luck factor. It was just the timing was like so perfect for it.
Yeah.
Like, the probability is like bad, but it's like you threw off 2 ice beams, so it's like 19% or something like that.
Mm.
Well, the probability of the freeze and then the 3-turn freeze, I don't think it's actually any worse than what happened in week 1 last year when chemcoop on the last 2 turns against Lloyd got 2 max rolls that he needed both of.
That's right, yeah.
But it just, the timing of, especially the effect on the league standings that it had, and the timing of it, and the fact that it was just literally the only out, was just insane. But yeah, it's been such a close BSPL with only -4, and I mean, again, if for instance Salerme if Salerme pulls out that game 2 by either hitting the Draco and then managing to kill that Celsteela, and then win game 3, and the Farseers are, if they had gotten to 3 points, they would have been quite in the mix this week. But it's been really close, I think.
Yeah, they definitely haven't gotten steamrolled. Like, one team has to lose each week, and it's unfortunate the Farseers with that team. Well, I've got the what's it called? The matchups for week 5 on screen. I just realized I haven't got it on Discord for you guys.
Yeah, I was looking at it in the forums.
Yeah, my bad.
Shame on you. I'm kidding.
So, first off, we have the Cavs versus the Farseers, and like I said, this is an important week for us to solidify our playoff berth. We just got to win 3 games, but we're going to be aiming for that. Well, we're going to go for the 6-0 because we want that differential, but also I don't want to get memed on. But you look at the games.
If you lose to Salerme in doubles, that's like pretty embarrassing. you might, actually, if you lose this week, you should give up on playoff dream.
He's bringing Whimsicott Tarakian again.
Not bad. I like the Auras and the Battle Spot singles.
Yeah,
The Orange game will be sick.
Yeah, chemcoop Zaya is like a matchup that I think everybody wants to watch since Zaya's been like chemcoop's kryptonite this year since he joined. What's their personal record against each other? I'm sure Greil knows.
Okay, sorry, what?
Out
got distracted.
of chemcoop Zaya, who's won the most between them this season? I think Zaya's won 2 and chemcoop's won 1.
Zaya is 2-0, and both of those were best of 5s.
Oh, all right, interesting. So yeah, I think everyone's really excited to see that. And GE versus Jamal is like another really sick matchup.
Another classic one. I wonder how much crap talk there's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, GE.
Yeah,
Oh.
why aren't you subbing in for doubles so you can play Salome? That's what I want to know.
Salome did message me about it, but like I was saying, our season's
gotta
not.
win. You gotta win.
Yeah, our season's not guaranteed. Like I could have done it because CK49 is at Worlds this week, so I needed to like sub with someone anyway. But I have like fucking Florist. If I put myself in doubles over Florist, that'd be so disrespectful. I'm not gonna bench my actual doubles player for me for a meme in a week that we need to win. Yeah, so I put myself in GBU again, so GE can play his preferred format of Gen 6, and I've got my two Gen 7 guys. I could have probably put Average Fella in GBU instead of me and taken the week off because like I do have a really busy week this week. Maybe Average Fella will sub in for me. I have no idea, but I have every intention to play.
You could have put yourself in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon over HC.
Yeah, we did talk about that
as well.
But chemcoop and I have really liked the way HC's been preparing and playing Sun Moon, so we don't want to just throw him into GBU, and I don't mind building for it. I'll find some time.
Oh, I was saying sub chemcoop, of course.
Sub chemcoop. Yeah, you're right. That guy sucks.
Yeah, I just saw him get messed on.
Random aside, real quick. Kim getting haxed the other night means there's only 2 4-0 players now. It's Marilli and Dark.
Right. Yeah. I don't want to dob chemcoop in, but he was really disappointed about that. He did care about the 4-0. He was going for the 5-0.
I would be disappointed as well if my Porygon 2 lost to Ninja.
Yeah. Like it's almost a guaranteed win. Almost.
It's
like Porygon 2 is brought as a Gren check to these games.
Yeah.
It's like the opposite of what usually happens. Usually chemcoop's Porygon 2 haxes everything.
That's right.
In his series. and this time it's like the karma's been turned around against him.
I think he
Have Schrodinger's Gran.
Maybe he actually deserved that.
Jeremy is naming it Hackstuck.
Yeah, he finally got his luck back. Maybe he deserved all that from all the times he lucked people in tournaments with his what's it called? Porygon.
Stupid Porygon 2.
All right, what are your guys' serious predictions for Cavs Farseers?
I think you're going to go 5-1.
I
What's
think
the
you
loss?
guys got this. I think HC will win. Chemcoop would win. Flores will win. Groudon and Jamal's going to be a tough one. I think that one might be the only loss, the Groudon game.
Yep.
I don't know. Lego, I love you, but Lone Ranger's kind of been dominating lately.
It's been about 4 years since I played a doubles game.
And
I think
Kansas Haven is going to be interesting.
Yeah, Havens is good. Yeah. I don't want to say too much, but
he won against Noved. Though
Yeah.
Noved was bringing like a hella meme team.
I think I agree with I think I see this as a 5-1.
yeah,
With
I reckon
Jamal.
Farseer's going to hax a 4-2 win.
I think Farseers can win. Zera can beat Cam,
yeah.
and like Jamal can beat GE, and then I think the one after that that's most likely is probably you versus Havens. I'd say they're like the 3 ones that they could like really win. Like, I mean, Salome, he plays doubles, but he's not a VGC player, if you know what I mean. I don't know how good you are, Lego, at doubles either. And 8C, I think, is solid versus BP. Though BP could win.
Yeah, I mean,
well.
these guys have nothing to lose, and I mean,
And you can see memes.
yeah, these guys are meme guys. Like Salome builds really funny meme teams. Broken Phobius is into that stuff. Like they have nothing to lose. Like Zaya's BSS teams have been really off the wall this year too, being like more of an outsider to the community. Probably building teams with like non-battle spot players, but they all work, and I think that's why they work. They're just different, and the BSS main guys don't really know what to expect.
Yeah.
So, like, who the hell knows what Zaya could bring? I'm expecting some, like, crazy shit. So, like, I wouldn't be surprised if BP and Zaya both win. and Jamal also wins, and there's a 3-3 tie. Or even a 4-2 win to Farseers if I lose against Havens.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of matchups here where definitely the player we didn't predict has a puncher's chance at or even better. I mean, I think if you're talking about who you would favor in the matchups, it's probably I would favor 5 of the Cavs and then Jamal or us. But yeah, you could definitely see several of these games I think go the other way as well. I don't think the difference is that huge in a lot of these matchups.
Right, and I think because the Farseers have such a fair chance, it's this is their last chance to get a win and fight for some pride in this season. I'm honestly a little bit scared about this week. Well, anyway, let's move on to Drummers in case. A very important matchup. What was that?
Don't get Greil.
Don't get Greil. No, it's more like don't get
like dual screened.
Don't get don't get octillaried when you verse Salam.
Octillery, what a goat.
He's not playing GPU, so you don't have to worry about that.
That's right.
Why? Why are you guys talking about artillery? God.
Octillery is good, man. I use Octillery and Greil, the double Moody strat.
I still have nightmares of that game 1 against Salerme.
That was one of the greatest games that I've seen. Just in terms of just like it was just funny to watch. Because like Salerme won and then he like got mentally like drained from having to play Moody.
Right. It's really hard clicking sub protect for 30 turns in a row. Let's move on. We've got Drummers Inks, really important matchup for both of them. Pretty much whoever wins is in the playoffs, unless like crazy shit happens. But both teams need to win. And we got some really good matchups too. Like we got Lloyd Puffkiller, which I'm sure everyone's really excited about. Have we seen these guys play? Puff, have you played Lloyd this year?
Yes, I played Lloyd.
How'd that one go?
I keep beating him in tournaments.
Oh, okay.
But he beats me in ladder. Wait, he beats me in ladder, so I guess we're kind of even. He beats me in ladder, but I beat him in tournaments.
You guys talk about it. I'm bringing up some stuff on the screen. Oh, you can't even see it now because I've gotten out of it, right?
I can't even talk about my own series.
True.
Versus 1TP. Who just challenged me to a random battle? Some random just challenged me.
Yeah, I'm just looking like Lloyd's gone 1-3, and who am I looking at?
Puff's 2-1.
Yeah, Puff's 2-1, and Lloyd is 3.
That doesn't say too much.
They are the same. They are the same value though.
Right.
In terms of draft dollars.
Yeah, we're kind of even. I think in like playstyle wise, well, not playstyle wise, but like record wise, I think we're kind of even.
Yeah. That's a really exciting one. Have you guys talked to each other yet to see when you might play?
I talked to Lloyd on Discord, so I'm not sure when he's gonna check Discord. Because we have like really crappy time zones.
Yeah.
Because like he's available on his morning, and I'm not available. And wait, no, the other way around. He's not available in like my mornings, and I'm available only in the afternoon and night times when he's like unavailable. So it's gonna be really tough.
Because I know, like, let's say, like, because Lloyd works like a full-time job, so he gets up. Let's say I'm just guessing. Let's say he gets there at 9 and leaves at 5. In the morning before he goes to work, well, that's off the table. You can't really play before then. But then he gets home from work and it's literally 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. for you. And then you wake up in the morning and it's the exact same thing for him. So one of you guys is gonna have to yeah. But I mean, if you do it on the weekend, it shouldn't be too bad.
Well, the weekend I'm kind of busy. Saturday I'm busy, so we have to play on a Sunday.
Yeah. Exactly. Sunday, huh? I'll try and stream that one. I'll try and catch it. if I'm actually around. Like I said, I don't know what the hell I'm doing this weekend. Actually, I do know. I don't know how available I'm going to be. Yumu, One Trick Phony. This is pretty interesting too, just because it's like a Japanese player and they have all the sickest strats. Versus One Trick Phony who loves memes.
I swear, I thought I was gonna play another Japanese player. I was like, oh, 3 in a row, 3 Japanese players in a row.
Three W's in a row.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
You took out the whole team.
The whole Japanese team got taken out by me.
So I just noticed the time. We've got about 10 minutes, so let's try and rush through these. Charlotte Mr. GX is another really exciting one. I think I don't think Charlotte will snowball now and lose it again, but if there's someone that he's going to lose to, I think Mr. GX is one of them. But I think it's still in Charlotte's favor this week, so I'll predict him there. It is tough. Sonara, Mizaka, I have to. Mizaka's 3-1, dude. Like, if you're going off that, you'd go Mizaka easy. But I mean, I think Sonara has to take it. Mizaka has gotten way too lucky this season. He's due for a loss, so I think Sonara's going to win that. Memoric Kaori. Interesting.
None of the sets are lucky.
Interesting that you moved Kaori up to doubles. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, basically, Pink Sylvie is unavailable because of obviously VGC Worlds is going on. So we've moved. Obviously, Kaori is normally our GPU player.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a decision between, are we going to sack off? Because one option was, we were going to put 1 TP into Ultra Sun Ultra Moon doubles, move Mr. GX to Ultra. To ORS doubles, and then have Kaori in GBU. But just the way it works out, like, I think that the squash has a better chance against Dark than like whoever our doubles player would have against Charlotte.
Yeah.
If we were needing to replace something. So just probability works out well, and also Kaori's an excellent ORS doubles player.
Yeah, well,
probably
he's a
like
VGC
he's
guy.
He's probably top 3 in BSPL at doubles. So
yeah, I agree with that.
There you go.
So yeah, and I like that makes a lot of sense because like Darkinium's probably the best or maybe second best GBU player. Kaori maybe just below him. So that's like a 50-50, but if you move Kaori up, you can, I mean, I'm not saying Memoric's a free win, but you can almost guarantee a win there while sacrificing your GBU. Whereas if Kaori was in GBU and you had to move around other players, you could lose the GBU slot, you could lose your double slots, and all of a sudden you're down 2-0, 3-0, whatever. This way I think you can take care of your double slots, also your single slots, and then just give up GBU and go for a 5-1 or a 4-2.
Yeah, I think the thing with GBU as well is that because I don't think because of how like offensive the metagame is, it's basically games are over in can be over in like 5 to 10 turns. So if you have like a decent matchup or you make a good read, then a guy like Dark can lose to like someone he's less favored a lot easier than Kaori's going to lose a double set, say.
Right. Well, Dark Idiom almost lost. Well, he essentially lost to Salome against Salome with no prep at 4 a.m. in the morning. Because
he nearly lost to Noved, except Noved missed Stone Edge.
That's right. So that's 2 wins that Darkinium could have almost just not have, and he would have been 2-2 instead of 4-0.
Yeah, I mean, no doubt Dark's a great GBU player, but it's like, yeah.
That's a good point.
It's just the way the way the format is that like the skill difference. I don't think it's a lot easier to put a BSS player like Squash or but we were originally gonna put Boba-chan, and we had him and Squash duke it out for the spot, and Squash won 2-1, which is why.
Was that in GBU?
That was in GBU, of course.
I like that. Yeah. That's good. All right, so let's quickly go through the predicts. So It's tough. It's tough to predict against a fellow Australian and former Castilia Cavalier, but I think I gotta go with Puff on this one. I think Yumu wins. I think Charlotte wins. I think Sonara wins. I think Kaori wins. I think Darkinium wins. That means 4-2 to the Drummers, in my opinion, which means the Drummers would likely make playoffs, barring crazy shit happening. Any thoughts on that, guys?
Oh, sorry, I was kind of like thinking.
I agree with all those.
My first thought looking at this is that there's a pretty high likelihood of a tie.
Yeah, I think so too.
If I had to make individual predictions, I think I would take Puff. One Trick Pony is like a coin flip. Like I feel like that game and Sayonara Misaka are both coin flips, and then I feel like Puff, Kaori, and Darkinium are probably going to win theirs. So I think that as long as the two coin flip games don't go 2-0 to one side, that it's likely to be a tie.
Right. Yeah, this is going to be really hotly contested. I'm excited to see how that one plays out. Let's go Luxray's helmets. We got to really speed through this. I just noticed we're running out of time. No more chit chat, all right? Just talk. I'm trying to center it in the screen so Ducks and Muck is not triggered. You know what, Ducks and Muck? This might be as good as it gets. I'm sorry, dude. No logos on screen. Also, the helmet's name is cut off. Well, we've got Greil versus Raj. I think Greil honestly just destroys Raj in that one. Sorry, Raj, if you're watching out there.
Yeah, exactly what I was thinking.
Plaz Monzerizi. That's really interesting. I think
Arctic can win, but
yeah,
obviously it's Plaz favored, but people sleep on Arctic.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He makes sometimes he makes dumb, overly aggressive plays.
Right.
Basically, which is why people think he's crap. But when he doesn't make them, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I have no problem saying it, but like, yeah, I'm one of those people that's like, Monzerizi, he's not really good at all. He just sort of makes mistakes. That's what I thought before this season. But then he's played a couple of series here, and it's like, he's shown that it's like, all right, this guy knows how to play. But like you said, like he makes these like unnecessary plays sometimes.
It's like what, like I think about like 3 or 4 months ago, he was like, you know how like playing Nintendo Geniuses is. He was like, he was definitely like in that level, but I think in the last few months he's improved his game quite a lot. I think he's like one of the few players that are really like undervalued by the community in terms of their skill. Like him and One Trick Pony, I think, is another one.
Are you what? Marilli's playing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, Marilli's playing? What the fuck?
Let's get predictions for that one before it finishes.
Shit. We demonetized.
I don't have time to watch that whole series.
Why
I have to leave.
It's a Monday.
I have to leave for work like right now.
No one's ever played on a Monday before.
Where's
PSP?
Hey, that's not true. I played Megazord on a Monday, week 2 of BSPL 2.
Yeah, well, BSPL 2 is like before I even joined the community.
Can they
and it has happened before.
Can we make this like
Marilli's using Charlotte's team. That's the funniest part.
Oh, you're right. That's awesome.
That's fucking hilarious.
Can we make this like OU Blitz where they just like bang 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 play? Because I gotta leave for work in like 4 minutes.
If anything has taught us from the Charlotte Marilli game,
it's not gonna happen.
Marilli takes approximately 120 seconds per turn, so you might be able to catch turn 2.
All right, let's
3 years. Return.
Let's, I just
prediction
continue
before
for
I
now
start.
with the predictions.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Predictions for this best of three. Predictions for the best of three right now. Before the games are gone.
I'm gonna give it to Marilli.
I think Marilli
Okay.
wins this. Anyway, I'll just quickly race through it and then you guys can talk about it. But I think Greil will beat Raj. I think Jesus, Plaz will beat Monza easy. Marilli will beat Demantoid. Ooh, Pearl will win.
Yeah.
Ooh, Edu Mishi. I think Edu wins.
I don't know, I
Yeah,
think
that's
Swagger
tough.
again win.
I think
Mishi
Mishi
might
might
win.
win because of hacks.
Yeah,
Mishy's
you're
just
right.
been haxing the
Mishy's hacks like
entire
every
season.
week this round, and then I think
He's not
Noved
even
finally
played that
wins.
good, but it's just a hacks, man. If you
No.
have luck, you can win any matchup.
Mishi is actually gonna mish Edu. Alright, well, okay, so with those, I think we predicted Cavs to win, so that puts them on 7 points and some good differential if we smash them. I think we predicted the Drummers to win, which puts them on 5, and then potentially
We'd have a tiebreaker.
yeah, you'd have
they
it if
won
it's 4-2. If it's 5-1, they
We'd-
go through. If it's 6-0, they go through.
Yeah.
And we
If-
predicted
I
Lux
think-
Race to win.
We're gonna beat the Drummers, so no worries.
I got Focus Energy, Blaziken, it just revealed on Demantoid's side.
Oh,
What the fuck?
Yeah, and
is
he
it gonna be like
He gets the
overheats?
crit!
The
Yeah,
Gengar
yeah,
has
yeah.
Superpower.
Oh, it just died.
Wait, I thought it was like a
No.
1 versus 1. I thought it was like battles
Oh.
like I thought it was Clefairy versus Gastrodon.
Marili's getting mished right now, but I don't think it's enough.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Bulu doesn't beat Kart. Oh, Gengar might.
No,
You...
it could be Scarf Bulu.
Yeah, it is. So Bulu...
Scarf
Scarf,
Bulu.
it's gonna kill Gastrodon this next turn unless a double protect comes out, and then Gengar's gonna kill Kartana when it comes back.
Oh, wow, that Blaziken was a mish.
So it needs to double protect here, the Gastrodon. Why is Clefairy so thick? Says Jamal in the battle chat.
Yo,
didn't
anything
even-
with Eviolite is broken.
He didn't even go for the double protect. Marilli says, "Oh, I guess he predicted something there." Demantoid actually takes that game. I'm really disappointed we can't watch the rest of the series but like I actually have to go, otherwise I'll get fired.
Yeah, After you saw the Focus Energy Blaziken, you're like, must watch this.
Wait, who predicted Megazord versus Noved? I forgot. I wasn't like.
Oh, we haven't predicted it yet.
I said
but I'm
Noved.
assuming Noved's probably gonna win. So that would be Let me just
Okay.
calculate that up quickly. So Luxrays win both.
Hang on,
singles
okay,
games.
can I cut you off for a sec? Sorry. I'm gonna turn my camera and microphone off and get ready for work, but leave this game playing so you guys can just talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't want to like get butt naked on camera. That's probably not a good thing. So I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Thanks for watching. I'll let Ika do the sign off. If the recording just cuts out, like that's because I had to turn everything off. So if you're watching on YouTube, that's what's happened. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'll see you guys next time.
All right.
I'm still here, so you're not
So
alone.
now that Jake is gone, we can talk about how the Cavs are going to lose. In all seriousness, Luxrays versus Helmets. Probably Greil wins, Plas wins, Marilli wins, Pill wins, Edu wins, Novid wins. I count that as 4-2 to the Luxrays, which means they would get first place.
Oh, I can see that happening too.
Yeah,
I can
I
see
think
wins.
that's,
I don't see them losing.
yeah, I can see them drawing as well, I guess. I mean, if Mish haxes, that could be a big one. That would force a draw.
I think that's every week hacks every someone.
Yeah, we definitely hacked us.
Yeah. He definitely hacks us, and he definitely hacks the other, before us. I mean, not before us, but the next round afterwards.
Yeah, so I guess the likelihood is that I guess it depends on how our series goes with the drummers.
Was that a crit?
Also, that Gastrodon just died to a crit Shadow Ball, never-ending nightmare, which sucks a lot.
Ooh.
So if
Marilli's getting mished.
yeah, he is. If Marilli loses this, that might prove that Black Eagles are better than Golden Deer, since he won with Black Eagles nicknames last week.
Oh god.
Wait.
That's what happens when you use Charlotte's team. No, I'm kidding.
Wait, if the helmets can draw with the luxuries, that's really good for us.
Oh my god. That died.
Mega Salamence is broken. Has anyone figured that out yet? I presume Marilli wins this game.
It depends on what Demantoid's last is.
Maybe like last time, wasn't it? Bulu. I see no reason not to have Bulu again. I guess Aegistas is pretty free here as well.
I dropped a link in the stream chat, but everyone don't forget to go and look at the All-Star Week thread.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
We haven't really
I
talked
forgot.
about that.
Oh yeah, we haven't even got a chance to talk about All-Star Week yet. Wow.
Yeah, there's been a lot of spicy content. So basically, although no one can see it on the recording, All-Star Week is something that's been planned by Can't Say, and I think Lego's done a lot of work making the formats and making sure they're programmable onto Showdown. And essentially, it's the top 12 players. You vote for them using there's like a form for it, and then the top 2 voted players then draft a team on the pool of like 10 players that were not the 2 most popular, and then they duke it out in a bunch of different random formats.
It's interesting that it's all on Lego's private thing.
Yeah.
Private what's it called?
Server.
Yeah. Server. I was like, wait, what's it called when there was like another web? I was just checking. I was like, wait, I had like a brain fart. That's pretty cool. Lego's the goat. Like goat. Also, this Clefairy's putting in some work with Icy Wind somehow. It's like severely crippled Salamence.
Yeah, Clefairy is like, is good. Surprisingly, in doubles, you don't think like a non-evolved Pokemon would be like decent, but I think Clefairy is actually better than Clefable in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon doubles for whatever reason.
Yeah, I tend to agree with that. With Eviolite helping the bulk be up, I think that
Don't you get friend guards?
Yes,
like,
and friend guard.
What's friend card?
Hello?
Reduces attacks by. It reduces the damage done to attacks to your allies by like 25%, right?
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta end the stream. So anyone watching now, apologies, but you can go catch the replay of this. It'll be posted on the forums. But yeah, sorry I couldn't cover all of this. I'll see you guys next time. You guys want to say bye really quick?
Yeah,
Check out my YouTube.
Yeah.
No.
Subscribe to my Twitch. Twitch.tv/akaakamusame1. There you go.
Check out my YouTube.
Actually,
and check out
you can't.
please.
You can't.
Okay, that's enough.
subscribe.
I'm ending the stream. Goodbye. See you guys later.